One of the most beautiful stadiums in the National Football League. Reliant Stadium here in Houston. Welcome back, everyone, where the Texans have won the toss and will receive. That is number 11, Andre Davis, set to receive the opening kick. A football game that the Houston Texans desperately need. And in the process, they would love to hand the Indianapolis Colts their first defeat of the season. We're underway. 5 yards deep into the end zone. Here comes Davis. 15, 20, and across to about the 21-yard line. Onto the field, Matt Schaub, the Houston quarterback. His coach, Gary Kubiak, says he has been exceptional and gets better every week. 19 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions on the season. Dan, that Matt Schaub is working his way up to elite status among the quarterbacks in the NFL. First snap of the game to give is to Steve Slayton off the left side, and not much there, maybe a yard. As we look at the offensive line, tackle to tackle, Brown, Studdard, Myers, White, and Winston. The backs and the receivers, and the Texans have one of the most dangerous receivers in the NFL, and number 80, Andre Johnson.
Well, we all know the Texans can pass the football, but we just saw there on first down. That has been a real problem for them, running the football. They're only doing it to a tune of about 87 yards a game, and that is way below where they'd like to be.
Shaw throwing complete to Walter, and Kevin Walter is out of bounds close to the first down marker as we check the Indy defense up front. Dwight Freeney, abdominal injury, did not make the trip. Raheem Brock steps up in his place. Middle linebacker Gary Brackett, a huge interception at Baltimore last week to stem a Ravens scoring drive. And the Colts will have rookies at the corner. Rookie free agent Jacob Lacey, third-round pick Gerard Powers. 3rd and 1. And Slayton, the lone back, will get the handoff. His way for first down yardage to the 32-yard line. Gary Kubiak was telling us, Dan, he readily admitted that it's a project for these Houston Texans to get Steve Slayton's confidence back to where it should be.
Well, he's had fumble issues. He's fumbled the ball 7 times. He's lost 5 of them, and quite frankly, the coaching staff did lose confidence in Steve Slayton, and he saw his workload reduced dramatically. But they know with 6 games left on the schedule, they can't make a playoff run, which quite frankly means winning 5 of 6 without some explosive plays from Slayton.
Slayton going to get another shot here, trying the left side across the 35 to about the 36, and Raheem Brock makes the stop.
Well, and I think you talked about getting him started. Slayton getting some early carries. Now, you know, talking about running the ball and defending the run, that is an area where the Colts have certainly improved dramatically. And even with Bob Sanders on IR, it is a lot harder to run the football against the Indianapolis Colts than it used to be.
Not so long ago, it was thought to be a weakness. Not anymore.
No.
Schaub throwing. Complete inside the 45 to Andre Johnson and a first down.
How beautiful is that? Not a perfect pass. The ball from Schaub, as you're going to see right here, a little behind and high, and look how easily Andre Johnson goes up and makes that catch. That is a thing of beauty, and the funny part of it is he'd do that 99 out of 100 times with the ball thrown that high.
Chris Brown in the backfield now behind Schaub. Throw it again. To Johnson out of the backfield and out to the 35. Clint Session, the leading tackler for the Colts coming into this game, making the stop.
And a story that we'll look at all afternoon is, can these Colts get pressure on Matt Schaub without Dwight Freeney being here? Freeney and Mathis from the edges are just extraordinary, but Dwight Freeney is such a chaos causer. The spins, his inside penetration, he leaves a large hole with his absence.
On 2nd and 3, they'll go back to the ground game. Here is Chris Brown inside the 30-yard line, and another first down for Houston.
Well, this is just a really good surge by the Texans offensive line. Going right at the absence of Freeney. Take a look at that work on the left side by Brown and Studdard and Myers. And that's the way you cut down the pursuit from the back side. Down goes Robert Mathis.
8th play of this drive. On the blitz, they pick it up. The quick pass inside the 20, inside the 15-yard line is the tight end Joel Dreesen. It's another first down for Houston.
And right there we see a look by the new Colts. Now that Tony Dungy is gone, you rarely ever saw 2 linebackers come on a blitz, but that time both Session and Brackett go, and they are both picked up. A little more aggressiveness by Larry Coyer, the new defensive coordinator.
And the second time on this drive they did it. The first time was the completion to Andre Johnson.
That is a remarkable stat. Not a single point on the opening drive.
On the reverse, Kevin Walter cutting back inside and won't reach the 10-yard line. Leading the way was number 33, Melvin Bullock.
Yeah, Melvin was just standing there. He did a good job of honoring his backside responsibilities before he flows and gets into pursuit. These are the kind of plays you work in practice, and there's never anybody over there. But look at Bullock that time. Defended perfectly. He took away the outside, forces Walter back to the inside, tackles him with the inside shoulder. Textbook.
Shaw looking at a 2nd and 7. Inside the 5 to about the 2 is Andre Johnson, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, Jacob Lacey, the rookie corner, just found out a little bit about Andre Johnson, and everything they say about this guy is true. 2 rookie corners here for the Colts. 27 right here is Lacey. He's there, but look, he can't get him down after he makes the catch. Andre Johnson just does not go down. That is a strong man to keep fighting people off like that in an era where a lot of wide receivers just drop to the ground after a catch.
Now on 1st and goal, and we get a whistle. A false start.
Somebody over there on the left side.
False start. Number 87, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's the rookie tight end Anthony Hill making his first appearance, and it's going to cost the Texans 5. Our referee Alberto Riveron today.
Well, false starts at home where crowd noise is not an issue are especially frustrating, and they're especially even more frustrating when you're that close to punching it in the end zone.
11th play of this opening drive. 1st and goal from the 7. Shaw, keeping, throwing, reach, touchdown. I'd say Mr. Shaw looked pretty good on that drive.
Well, that drive was absolutely perfect. It resulted in a touchdown. It was beautifully executed, and take a look at that. The play fake, the entire Colts defense flowed to their left, and Leach just unattended, wide open. But not only did they get a touchdown, but they turned Peyton Manning into a spectator for 7 minutes. Absolutely textbook.
8:25 to play, 1st quarter. Texans on the board first and lead at 7-0.